Okay, so my kids have 14 days left in school, and I have to get myself together. Hi, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, whatever time it is in this world that you are watching this video. I am Rita Alicia, and welcome to my channel. Today we're going to talk about what's about to happen in my household for summer 2025. Last year, for 2024, we had no AC. And we baked in here, which means we did nothing. Okay, so maybe we didn't do just nothing. We did some things. We went out of the house, but mostly we stayed in the house and baked. We had no AC from April 28th all the way to sometime in August. And the only reason why I remember the date of the last part of AC we had was because April 28th is the day before my birthday. But anyway, this year, I'm going to make sure that we actually stay on track and do some things. So, I have 3 kids. I have a 6th grader going to the 7th grade, a 3rd grader going to the 4th grade, and a pre-K 3 going to pre-K 4. And here's my plan. I have individual plans for them based off of what they need. And then I also have a plan for us as a whole. So individually, my 6th grader going to 7th grade, I purchased math worksheets for her from Teachers Pay Teachers. And I want her to be able to keep that fresh in her mind, keep the math fresh in her mind. She loves math, she knows math, but I still want her to keep continuing to do it even throughout the summer. The next thing for her is to focus on vocabulary and spelling. She really needs help with vocabulary and spelling. So again, I downloaded some worksheets and purchased some worksheets off of Teachers Pay Teachers for her for that. And then I'm going to have her practice her flute because she wants to continue on in band. So that's what she will need to focus on for her individually. And also she will be reading for her summer reading the series of unfortunate events, the entire book series. She has it, so she's going to be reading that as her book challenge or reading challenge. So for my 3rd grader going to the 4th grade, for him, I also purchased and downloaded some math worksheets from Teachers Pay Teachers. And I want him to be able to continue to keep that fresh in his mind as well. He needs to focus on reading comprehension. So he will actually be reading the last 2 books in this series, Trapped in a Video Game series. So he's read books 1 through 3. So he just needs to read books 4 and 5. And to go along with that, after he finished reading a chapter, he has reading questions he has to answer. And then after he finishes reading the entire book, he has some reading responses to answer for each of those books. And also, when he reads out loud to me. And we focus on if there's any words in the book that he doesn't know, he highlights them. And after reading the chapter, he goes into the dictionary and finds the vocabulary so he has a better understanding of what he's reading. Again, reading comprehension. For him, I've started him practice playing the keyboard. He received one for Christmas a couple of years ago. And so he's been learning through YouTube, and he's actually been doing pretty good. So he's going to be practicing the piano throughout the summer. Anything else for him? I don't think so. So for my pre-K 3 going to pre-K 4, for him, of course, it's going to be completely different because he's younger. One of the things I'm going to be doing with him is trying to get his vocabulary up. So I bought some Play-Doh, and we have these Play-Doh tools with shapes and numbers and letters and stuff that I will sit with him and play with the Play-Doh and start trying to build that vocabulary of having conversations and naming things as we go. The other thing I'm going to do with him when his brother and sister are doing their worksheets, I bought this for him. I figured this would be something easier. It's repetition. We can wipe it off and he can do it again, wipe it off and do it again until he really learns how to do it. It's something that he loves repetition, so this is going to be the best thing for him. Also, teaching patience. This toy right here. We can sit down together and move them one at a time together. I'm hoping that'll help teach him some patience. And then he already knows. We have already started counting to 100, but he's never actually seen numbers past 10. So I have these flashcards, and I'm honestly really considering buying a 100 count poster, because I feel like that might be better, that I can just put it on the wall and he can just go through without having the cards. Actually, sitting here talking about it out loud, I think that's what I'm going to do. But anyway, in any case, this is what I have. We're going to use these and then also teach him some community helpers, like doctors, dentists, veterinarians, firefighters, police people, and also start teaching him how to play games. So this will be the first game that he learns how to play. It's this Mario memory game. And his book challenge, or reading challenge, I should say, is I'm going to read 2 books with him per day. That's my goal. At least 2 books. It could be more, but at least 2 books per day. I have a pile of books set to the side that I'm not going to show you. I might take a picture and put it on the screen, but it's about 60 books that I want to read with him before the end of the summer. And if I read at least 2 books every single day, Sunday through Saturday, I think we'll get through that reading challenge pretty easily. Okay, I think that's it for the individual children. Now, as a whole, there are a couple of things that we're going to be doing. The first thing is, as a group together, we're going to be reading the first Harry Potter book. Harry Potter, book 1. My daughter has shown interest in wanting to watch the first movie. And I told her, you need to read the book first, because the books are better than the movies. And I feel like you'll have a better understanding of the actual story itself if you read the books first. So last year we read The Magician's Nephew together, and we did that by each of us reading 2 pages, like a round robin, and we got through that. And I'm not sure if we're going to do that, or each person reads a chapter at a time, or she reads the whole thing to us. I'm not sure. We'll figure that out as we go. But we will be reading Harry Potter, the Sorcerer's Stone together. The next thing we're going to do together is learn about all 50 states, each individual state. I am pretty excited about this one, actually. Oh, this is a paper. I'm pretty excited about this one, actually, because there are some things about the states I don't know about, and I feel like I really want my kids to have a better understanding of the country we live in, and that's taking the time to learn about each individual state. And I think we're going to talk about Washington, D.C. as well, and Puerto Rico too, if it all blends together. But I think that's very important for you to know about the country you live in. Yeah, that's extremely important. I purchased and downloaded a states lesson from Teachers Pay Teachers as well, and it breaks down the United States by region. So each region will have the individual states from that region, and I don't know if we're going to I haven't figured out if I'm going to go by region or learn by state. And I do know that I want to put a lot of emphasis on learning about the specific state we live in, because I think it's also important for you to know about where you live. Even I don't really know about a lot of the stuff in my state. I do know our state bird, and I do know what our flag looks like, but that's about all I got for you. And just so you know, I am not from New York. We do not live in New York. We live in the great old state of Mary's land. I know this might be a little confusing, but my husband is a New York Giants fan, so that's why I am in the most comfortable sweatshirt ever. So, yes. The next thing, sorry, I had to make that caveat. The next thing is things we're going to do outside of the house. I have a list. Okay, so one of the things I want to do is for us to go to the Smithsonian Zoo in DC. And the only thing about that is I'm kind of not wanting to do that is because it be hot in the summer, and I'm not really sure if I want to walk around the zoo in the heat. I might wait until October to go to the zoo, but we'll see about that. This might be one of those, hey, let's go to the zoo today type situations. That's not going to be pre-planned. I want to take the kids to Mount Vernon because I think it's very interesting to see where, you know, our very first president used to live. I want to take them to Scary Strokes. That is an indoor mini golf place. I want to take them bowling. It's crazy because we live down the street from a bowling alley, and we rarely go, so make that an activity. And I also want to take them to this place called the Calvert Marine Museum. Just cause, why not? It's there. I have a list of possible trips for us to go, but I'm not going to share that. The only one I will share is I really want to take them to Luray Caverns. I remember going as a child, and I thought it was pretty awesome, so I feel like my kids might appreciate it as well. And I want to experience that with them, so that's a possibility, but none of the trips are guaranteed, so that is all I have. I don't know if I forgot anything, but that's my plans for summer 2025. Prayers up that everything can go as I plan. Not necessarily plan to a T, just plan. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will hopefully see you in the next one. Peace. Oh my gosh, one more thing. I totally forgot one more thing for my 3rd grade going to 4th grade. Telling time. I want to, do an emphasis on teaching him how to tell time. And he said he didn't know how, so we're going to work on that this summer. So forgot about that.